Sponsored by Chartered Financial Strategies. You are now watching Tax Bytes.
Welcome to another episode of Tax Bytes. Today is a continuation of the series regarding the series of episodes about the risks, the values, the skills in preparing a tax return. Tax preparation services is one of the primary skills many tax professionals provide. And I just want to give a story regarding I do tax representation work. I help people with tax problems, audits, debts owed to the IRS, that kind of a thing. And a lot of that is resolved at the U.S. tax court. It is a federal court where it resolves majority of most tax disputes. And I am admitted in that court and can represent people in that court for disputes. And I have represented this kind of case kind of epitomizes the skill set that can be applied in a great way, great value for clients in tax returns. And this case was a situation where a husband and wife had, I don't know, 6, 8 different companies, partnerships, S corps, intertwining ownership between them and a pension and themselves, a company pension and themselves. And what ended up happening is, there's a lot of stuff flowing back and forth, funds flowing back and forth, also with a pension. In the end, the pension is disallowed, just give you some background, and it changes ownership. And that was a big issue in terms of how returns should have been prepared. I've got this case. I take this case. It's languished for a year and a half. I take it. The prior attorney passed away. And it was a million two in tax assessment for this couple that was being assessed by the IRS or proposed or potential. And so the client brings me 6 or 8 boxes of stuff. I take the case and we have to have a discussion with the judge. The judge knows that it's being handled. But I take it and I go through those boxes over, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, and I really can't find a path to where I should start and what my basis will be. So I just say, let's look at the report of the revenue agent who audited them, and let's start preparing the returns based on that report. And as I did that, just applying basic tax, basic intermediary tax prep skills of sorts, and then through some evolution of paperwork there, able to identify some other tax-related preparation skills, partnership skills, distributions of partnerships that the revenue agent didn't capture as offsets to income, those things. Net operating losses, which are just losses from the company that flow to the individual owners, are now 100% passing through versus the pension. Real basic things, at least from our standpoint, from a professional standpoint. And what ends up happening is this $1.2 million turns into, a $250,000 refund. And of course, I prepare the returns. Like now, I gotta quote sell this to the IRS, if you want to call it that. Well, instead of me walking in with a memo and quoting law in a memo, I'm walking in with the IRS's own tax forms prepared as they would say they need to be prepared. And I'm showing IRS tax forms from other tax returns, obviously clients, business returns, showing where I'm saying this really goes here or this is an offset there. It's their own form, it's their own language. Now, the IRS attorneys don't necessarily understand this, they don't do returns, but it does make it a whole lot easier to serve that up to management if it's on your own form and it works in the client's favor. Meaning tax preparation skills is a great way to communicate changes or favorable positions in tax calculation, commonly done when I do tax disputes. So the point I'm saying is those tax skills not only showed the $250,000 refund, but also were very much helpful in positioning it through for a settlement with the IRS. That's hugely understated in many aspects in the tax services industry. Even some of us tend to say that it's tax prep, whatever, but it is a huge skill. It's hugely understated, and it's increasingly become more of a skill, I would say, over the past 10 to 15 years as more and more third-party reporting, 1099s, 1090Ks, all these things are coming out, health insurance and stuff is being reported on you, and the tax prep skills are becoming much more entwined with third-party information. So So the point I'm making is there is a lot more risk out there that's grown through many things that's changed in the tax industry, and the skills to prepare return are increasingly more difficult or more professional, and that's undervalued, both in advertising today and media, as well as by the client base, by sometimes even our own professional industry doesn't value it very well. So I think that's kind of the nutshell today is there is a risk in preparing returns. There's risk in when you file a return or not filing a return. We'll address another day. And there's risks in how things are supposed to go on return as the IRS expects to see them. I'll get more detail as this progresses, but it's just a positioning that, a $1.2 million tax assessment turns into a $250,000 refund, primarily through tax preparation skills. Doing so is shows that there's a great opportunity. I said it's not me necessarily; it's the skills in tax prep that sold that, not necessarily me per se. So I think that's something to take away, and I hope you learn something. I hope you understand that perspective a bit better, and have a good day.